So you've decided to homeschool, or maybe you're still thinking about it, but now you're wondering, where do I even start? The internet is full of curriculum options, schedules, teaching methods, and let's be honest, it is overwhelming. So you might be asking yourself, do I need different curriculum for every subject? How do I teach multiple kids at different levels? What if I pick the wrong method? Every homeschool mom has felt this way at some point. But here is the good news. There is a way to make homeschooling simple, fun, and totally doable, especially when you're just starting out. And it's called unit studies. Unit studies allow you to teach multiple subjects together, follow your kids' interests, and make learning feel natural and engaging. So in this video, I'm going to break down what unit studies are, why they are a fantastic way to start homeschooling, how they work for multiple ages, different ways to do unit studies, and how you can start using them today. This is going to be super practical. So grab a cup of coffee, a pen, notepad, settle in, and let's chat about how to make homeschooling easier and more fun with unit studies. All right, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is a unit study? A unit study is when you take one topic, say dinosaurs, space, the ocean, maybe baking, and build all of your learning around that theme instead of separating every subject into different textbooks and grade levels. Instead of learning math, science, history, and reading in isolation, unit studies connect everything together in a way that makes sense. For example, let's say you're doing an ocean unit study, okay? So science, you're gonna learn about ocean zones, marine animals, and how tides work. Then for reading, you're gonna read books about sea creatures, ocean explorers, or maybe read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. For math, you could measure the depths of different parts of the ocean, calculate ocean currents, or do some kind of fun fish-themed graphic. For writing, you could have your kids write a story about an underwater adventure or research their favorite sea creature. For geography and history, they could study a famous explorer like Jacques Cousteau, map out the world's oceans, or they could learn about the Titanic. For art and hands-on learning, that could be creating a coral reef model, painting a seascape, or doing some kind of saltwater sea experiment. Just like that, you're covering multiple subjects at once, but in a way that feels natural and exciting. Now, let's talk about why unit studies are great, especially for new homeschoolers. One of the biggest mistakes new homeschool moms make is trying to do too much at once. They pick a different curriculum for every subject, for every child, and suddenly homeschooling is overwhelming and feels like a full-time job. But here's what unit studies do. They simplify your homeschool day. Instead of juggling 5 different curriculums, you focus on one main theme for all your kids. They make learning more engaging because, let's be honest, kids don't really love endless worksheets and textbooks. Unit studies bring learning to life through hands-on activities, projects, and exploration. They also help you find your homeschool rhythm. If you're new to homeschooling, you probably don't know what style works best for your family yet. So unit studies give you the freedom to experiment without committing to a rigid curriculum right away. Also, they follow your kids' interests. Learning is so much easier when your kids actually care about what they are studying. With unit studies, you can choose a topic that excites your children and sparks their curiosity. And they reduce burnout, both for you and for your kids. When learning feels meaningful and connected, there is much less resistance and frustration. The bottom line is unit studies can take the pressure off, allowing you to focus on enjoying learning together as a family. Now, if you have multiple kids at different grade levels, you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? Will my 5-year-old and my 10-year-old really be learning the same thing? And the answer is yes and no. The beauty of unit studies is that everyone is learning about the same topic, but it's at their own individual level. So let's say you're doing a space unit study. Your preschooler can do a space-themed coloring page and practice counting stars. Your elementary age child can read a fun space book, do a simple rocket experiment, and learn about the planets. Now, your middle schooler can research about astronauts, study gravity, and write a report on space travel. And then your high schooler can dive into astrophysics, black holes, or even explore the ethics of space exploration. It's all the same topic, but different depths of learning. This keeps everyone engaged and involved without you having to prepare separate lessons for every child. All right, now that you're excited about unit studies, how do you actually get started? Now, you have two options. Option one is you could plan your own unit study. So if you love the idea of customizing your homeschool, you can create your own unit study in 4 simple steps. You might want to write these down. Number 1, pick a topic, right? Choose something that your kids are already excited about. Number 2, gather the resources. Find books, videos, hands-on activities, and projects related to your theme. Number 3, connect the subjects. Think about how to naturally incorporate reading, writing, math, science, and history. And number 4, make it fun. Include hands-on activities, games, field trips, nature walks. So, for example, if you're studying the American Revolution, you could read a historical fiction about the time period, write a journal entry from the perspective of a soldier, cook a colonial era recipe, and then visit a museum. Option 2 is you could use an already made unit study. If that all sounds overwhelming, you don't have to start from scratch. There are some really great open and go unit study curriculums. You could do Gather Round Homeschool. It's all-in-one family learning. Campfire curriculums, real life hands-on learning with family discussions. The Good and the Beautiful science units is open and go unit studies. And 5 in a row is classic unit study approach with deep learning. These curriculums provide lesson plans, book lists, and activities so you can jump right in without the stress of planning everything yourself. So homeschooling doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Unit studies are the perfect way to give you freedom, flexibility, and fun while you are figuring out what works best for your family. So whether you create your own or grab an open and go curriculum, just get started. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step. And that is it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.